Hey everyone, it is Wikipedia Fact or Fiction time, and look who we have here. We have him, Ville and Migé, and they're gonna prove or disprove what is on their Wikipedia pages. So this is what happens. I'll read something that I saw on,
Okay.
yeah, brace yourself.
Uh-huh.
I'll read something I saw on your Wikipedia pages today, and you can give me a fact or fiction and elaborate if you would like.
Sure.
So let's start it off with easy stuff. The name His Infernal Majesty was taken from the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey.
That's kind of like a half-truth.
It's half-truth,
I love
yeah.
Deicide. Remember that death metal band?
Absolutely.
When Glenn Benton's band and is it Steve Ashen? The first album had a song, what was it called? But anyway, he sings about Infernal Majesty. And then I used to be a huge reggae fan, so they have His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. So we wanted to have like a combination of all that stuff going on at the same time. And that's pretty tough for people to get because, you know, I was smoking tons of weed and had dreads, but still I loved like death metal and I was banging my head to a wall whenever I could. So I think it came from that sort of like the light and the dark.
Okay.
All the you know,
Okay,
the yin and yang sort of thing. So it's a half-truth.
Half-truth. We call that a fraction.
A fraction.
There you go.
Okay, we shall call it a fraction from now on too.
Fair enough.
All right, next up. The only copy of your first demo, Witches and Other Night Fears, is strictly in the possession of Ville.
It's probably true. You probably lost your copy, right?
I do.
And I don't have the 2-track. I only have the 4-track. I just bought myself an old school like Porter Studio, like a 4-track recorder, so I'd be able to move it onto Pro Tools.
Okay, so there is more than one copy out there.
No, it's just
but
a
it's
master.
Just
one
master.
master.
It's a 4-track master.
It's four, yeah. We have a couple of ping pong recordings, you know, so
And it's just
we were cheating.
somewhere.
It's in my house somewhere.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost my copy.
Okay, we'll count that as fact then.
Mm-hmm.
The woman on the cover of 666 Ways to Love prologue is Ville's mother.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, she was working in a shoe shop, you know, back in the day, like in the 60s, and then some photographer took that picture, and then I had it, and we thought that it's moody and blah, 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 and then it's a nice angle as well.
Cool.
So,
I'm sure a lot of him fans know this one already, but Ville, in your teenage years, you worked at your father's sex shop.
yeah, for a wee bit. Yeah, so
For a
that's a
little bit.
fact.
That's a fact.
I helped my dad out, and he helped me out with my rent. So,
Yes.
so that sort of a thing. But
Yeah.
I wasn't there full time.
Okay.
Too scary for a young man like me. It distorts your view on sexuality forever,
Oof.
for good.
Or enhances it, you know, depends
Well,
on how you want to see it.
Look at us.
Yeah.
And what's very interesting about that is that among him fans, that shop has kind of become a tourist destination, and a lot of people like going and meeting your dad and taking a picture with him
it's
and stuff.
funny. Yeah. And we just came from Australia not too long ago, a few weeks back, and there was like people with my dad's shop's T-shirts that they actually went there and got it, and so it was pretty crazy seeing them thousands and thousands of miles from home.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Does your
but it's
dad
cool,
like
though.
the attention? Is he happy with that?
Yeah, sure. He finds it extremely entertaining. So you know, he's happy.
Good. Your cover of Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper was just a simple demo recording and was included in Greatest Love Songs Volume 666. So
Because
the
it was too
album
short.
would be as long as originally intended. So that's
No, it was the record company thought that it was way too short. We like short albums. I like short albums. Like these days, they're like half an hour. You know, a lot of albums, but they wanted it to be like 45 or whatnot, and we got on to 35. So we took it off. We recorded an EP that was never released. So we did 40 different versions of that. We did the Don't Fear the Reaper, and then we did something else. Was it Your Sweet 666 something? We did a version, but we included Vincent Price's, nobody knows this, Vincent Price's, a sample from Roger Corman's, maybe Tomb of Ligeia or something like that, or The Masquerade Death. But we didn't think about getting the sample cleared. So we couldn't release it because nobody was able to be in touch. Nobody knew where to ask for the thing is. So that's the reason why we never used that. And somebody has it somewhere.
shit. It would have been like Thriller.
It would be, exactly like Thriller.
Oh my god.
I have zero recollection of that.
Yeah.
I thought we just recorded it for the album.
No, we didn't.
Oh.
Well, we did it in within a couple of months of it, you know.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
Yeah. Have to stop roofing myself on weekends.
Thriller.
That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah. Cool kids do that.
Thriller. The original working title for Razorblade Romance was Goth and Roll, or Slippery When Dead.
The first album, the project name for our first EP was Slippery When Dead because we loved Bon Jovi. So, and we made some T-shirts as well, maybe 3, and I think 1 exists, and I have it back home.
Okay,
And
so
we copied you remember the logo, like how it looked, the Bon Jovi thing. We took the exact same lettering, made the him logo before we had the one we're still using, and then it's got Slippery When Dead on the back.
That's really funny.
Yeah, but, to us it was, but a lot of people didn't find.
Bon Jovi.
Exactly. And we were huge fans. We grew up with music
Loving
like
you
that.
was like loving the dead.
Indeed. Good old title again.
Late great Peter Steele.
Yeah, but I can't remember. We always had gazillion different names for, like, project names for different demos and whatnot. So some of them stick and some of them don't.
All right, so that'll be fiction on that one.
No.
And him are bona fide Bon Jovi fans.
Yeah.
Or Fraction, whatever. In a slightly more depressing fact, maybe, him was blamed for the suicide of a fan, and the accusers thought that the song Join Me in Death was an invitation to kill oneself.
I heard about that, but it was never, it never became like a really big sensationalist thing.
That's good.
Yeah, because, at the end of the day, the particular song Join Me in Death, it was more of my way of kind of ripping off Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Feed the Reaper. That's sort of like Romeo and Juliet thematics, about how far are you willing to go for, somebody you care for. Are you willing to let it all go, for, it could be whatever kind of belief. So it's actually not that far of how a lot of religious people think.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wikipedia says the 9 tracks on Venus Doom represent the 9 circles of hell from Dante's Inferno.
The unholy onion.
No idea.
It was it wasn't really planned to be that way.
To be honest with you, I really don't remember. I don't, because it's like that could be the excuse when people have been asking why there's so few songs on the album, and then I've been saying the really long ones are really proggy and doomy ones. Plus there's the Infernal thing, so that could be my excuse of like.
It was sort of like a bonus feature.
Exactly. Yeah.
To keep the short albums short.
Going. Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Yeah. All right. The Kiss of Dawn is about a close friend who committed suicide shortly after you finished recording Dark Light.
It was part of it. Yeah, part of it.
Partially.
A guy we hung out a lot in California with. We became really good friends, and then he was really young, aspiring musician, and then poop hit the fan in his personal life at some point, and I hadn't seen him in a while, and it was devastating news. And but that's the good thing about music; it can be fairly cathartic, not only for the listener but for the writer as well. You don't know where your head is at, you don't know how to react to a thing like that. So maybe my way of doing it was just to pick up the guitar and try to explain it through music to myself.
Sure. Ville, it says you created the Heartagram logo on your 20th birthday.
If I remember correctly, yeah.
Okay,
that is the fact. Yeah.
Cool. And you have a total of 4 heartagrams tattooed on your body.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
He's pointing to right above.
He's counting his nipples.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm counting my nipples. I used to have 3.
And now 4th.
Maybe
4.
Yeah.
Who's counting?
Maybe 4 nipples.
Exactly.
Migé, you grew up in an artistic family where instruments were like
jury
toys.
Is still out on that.
Instruments were like toys.
It says that the instruments were like toys. Your dad was into classical music and your mom was into, and this is in quotes, fucking operettas.
Yes, harshly put. Yeah, that's true, of course.
Okay, that's a fact.
That's a fact. Nothing to add.
Cool. It also says, of course, Bam Margera, who's used the Heartagram logo in many things, he shares the licensing rights to the logo.
There's no licensing rights.
There's no, so it's just
No, it's trademarked, but we've never asked for anybody to, if somebody wants to get a tattoo to wear a T-shirt, that's okay. But if somebody's selling T-shirts and making money out of it,
sure.
That's copyright infringement.
Yes.
But we've been super mellow. I think that the hardware is probably the best thing I've ever come up with. And it's worth a lot more than money. It's a bigger thing than our band, and it's amazing that it's just a simple thing. It can travel around the world and make people excited about it. It's crazy and it's beautiful, and I don't want to change one bit of it.
Yeah, tattooed on many people. And of course, personally in high school, I drew it on like every table.
Oh, right.
So I think it's
all our fault.
It's absolutely your fault. Last one.
Okay.
Maybe the most important one.
Okay.
Ville.
Yes.
In the Finnish dub of Madagascar 2, you voiced the character of a hippopotamus named Moto Moto.
Fact. Yeah. That's
Yes.
where Will I Am did it.
Really?
Did the original one. So
Wow.
I was trying to copy his like this Isaac Hayes, so sort of like super low, this kind of like that sort
Really?
of thing. Yeah, it was so funny.
Wow. How did you get offered that?
To be honest with you, somebody just gave us a call. That was, probably because I have such a low voice, and then it was a musical part. So I don't know. It was a blessing. That's a crazy thing. Out of all the things we could think of, being in this gloomy, doomy band from Finland, all of a sudden somebody gives you a call and says that, do you want to be a hippo in our film for kids and do this kind of this half sexual rap, So let's say it was way better than any of the psychedelics I've ever tried out.
Whoa.
Yeah, a totemic travesty.
Which doesn't mean that I've tried many, but
Sure.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense when you think about it.
fact.
A fact. It's a fact. Facts don't have to make sense.
They're just fact.
They're just facts.
That's a perfect way to end this segment.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Check out the Him reissues, 4 of their wonderful albums. And also, Tears on Tape if you haven't gotten it yet. Go see these guys on tour. Him.